Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, I'll be showing you guys these secret spy cams hidden in Halo 3 on the map The Pit. Technically, these are cut content for the final game, but they still exist in the game files and still work pretty well. So, a long time ago on the 360 version of Halo 3, there was a modded map that was floating around in multiplayer where these screens are basically made functional, and you could use those screens to view, hidden cameras across the map and basically watch players on the entire map. Well, when that map made it to MCC, when it got ported over, unfortunately those screens broke and basically nothing worked anymore. But everything these spy cams, these security cameras need to work still exists in the game files. And there's two pieces to it. The first is the actual screen called a cyber monitor, cyber_monitor in the game files to be more exact. And the actual camera itself that's linked to the monitor is called a box O Tyson, box_O_ Tyson. And once you guys both spawned, they will actually link to each other, and on the screen, you'll be able to see whatever the camera sees. Now, the camera itself is invisible, but it is a solid object, and it is forgeable. Well, it can be made forgeable, same with the screen. By default, neither are actually forgeable. I think they're supposed to be like objects that are like spawned in by default on the map and aren't meant to be player forgeable. But for whatever reason, they were cut from the game, and yeah. But we were able to spawn them back in and make them forgeable at the same time as well. So, as you can see there, whatever the camera sees is projected right into the screen. It doesn't matter what it is. And it, as you can see, it works really great. Now, one interesting thing is that if you place the camera in front of the screen, you're not going to have like mirror images in the screen. It's not going to be like, if you point like a webcam at your screen, that shows the webcam at the same time, what the webcam sees, where you get that like hall of mirrors effect in the video. So that doesn't happen. Actually, there are a few things that the camera will not record. It will a few things such as effects, weapon fire, and of course the screen itself. None of those will be recorded. And by effects, I mean like fire, explosions, wind, anything like that. Those won't be recorded. Now, I'm pretty sure, like I said, these are essentially cut content. They're never actually used in the map. So don't worry, there's not actually cameras in Halo 3 that are actually spying on you and sending like videos and data to 343. But yeah, so basically, I think a long time ago, maybe earlier in development of this map, you can see like the cyber monitor screen. It's a perfect fit for these screens in this room. I'm having like trouble here, like actually making it fit perfectly, but you can see it's the same shape as the actual monitors. So I think at one point originally it was meant to actually be these monitors. It was supposed to be overlaid or replace them entirely. And with all the screens in this room will be like, it would actually be like a legitimate camping room. You could hide in this room, you could watch the screens, and I'm guessing that it's actually linked to these security cameras in the hallway here, as well as other parts of the map. These cameras, they actually move and follow you around, kind of like that giant monitor on the map cold storage. So I think like those cameras there were supposed to actually be real and linked to the screens in here, which are also supposed to be real. And then you can actually see, people entering the room while you're hiding in here. So I guess Bungie took it out because they didn't want people to like camp too much in that room, even though people still do camp in that room. Also, just like actual TV screens, in like really well lit areas, there's actually a glare on the screens, which is why in that room it wasn't very clear on the screens when you saw the hallways from the security cameras. But I'm sure like if they actually kept it in, they might have refined it so there's not as much of a glare in that room. But yeah, so that's what my guess is on the original purpose of these hidden security cameras or hidden spy cams in the game and the monitors associated with them. I think they're actually meant for players to actually be, to actually view parts of the map in real time and kind of like get an idea of where other players are. But you can imagine like how like people will not have been really happy with that, especially in competitive settings, because it would be like it's almost like a cheat, really, if you could like just spy on players across the map and just like know where people are at any given moment. It is a huge advantage for whoever controls like the camera room, and then they could like communicate with their teammates and tell them like, oh, like someone's approaching your flag or something at the base. But multiplayer aside, these screens, like, you know, they are fully functional, and it's really easy to mod them in. They're just, you know, there in the game file still. You don't have to make any changes to them, really, unless you want to make them, like, forgeable. But these screens, you know, they actually are pretty good for machinimas as well. You could, well, you know, they could be used, like, for security cameras and machinimas, or if you were to film, like, a found footage, like, movie, like one of those found footage horror movies, like Blair Witch Project or whatever, or, like, the hundreds of other, like, horror movies like that. These would actually be kind of good for a Halo horror movie to be filmed. Like, the entire machinima could be filmed from this screen, and as you can see, you can make it so that the camera, it has, like, physics and can just drop on the ground and roll around. Kind of like in those found footage movies where, like, the cameraman, like, you know, gets knocked out or dies or something, and the camera just falls to the ground. It actually looks just like that in this screen. So, you know, if people still make Halo machinimas, you could totally do, like, a found footage Halo machinima like this, and it would actually, I think it would actually be a pretty cool concept, pretty interesting concept. Or, you know, you could also, like, attach these to, like, other objects to use as, like, POV cameras or something like that. There's so much potential that you could use for these, and it even works in theater mode too. Like, right now I'm showing this scene to you in theater mode, so it's not like only you can only view them in game. So it's a lot of potential, a lot of uses for these, and who knows, other people might come up with, like, custom maps and stuff where these could actually be put to even better use. But yeah, so there you guys have it. Those are the secret spy cams that are basically hidden in Halo 3's game files. Never actually used in game, but can still be spawned in with some very simple mods. And they are still totally functional, even on MCC, on the PC version as well. So hopefully you guys found this video to be interesting, and if you did, and as always, make sure to leave a like, leave your thoughts in the comments. Anything else you want me to check or look into, just let me know in the comments down below. But other than that, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys!